Week 7 is here, and my predictions record is 12-10, which isn't very good, but still a lot of time to turn this around. The first game is the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington football team. Now this is a bad game because both teams are pretty bad. The Cowboys are 2-4. The Washington football team is 1-5. And if you can't do it in your head, that means the combined record is 3-9. That's bad, and they're in a bad division, which the Cowboys have the best record at 2-4. They have this as a toss-up game. That's understandable because both teams are bad. But the Cowboys have the advantage in divisional games. They beat the Giants, which aren't much better. I see the Cowboys can win this. They gotta keep the game low. The Cowboys win probably 21-17. They have to find a way though to stop this pass rush of the Washington football team. If they can do that, they'll win. But it's all about, can they stop that pass rush? That pass rush is very good. But I think they can. So the Cowboys win 21-17. And the next game, we got the San Francisco 49ers versus the New England Patriots. The Patriots are favored by 2. That's understandable because if you look at Belichick, he rarely loses games in multiple weeks in a row. He rarely loses in those games. And if you look at San Francisco, they have not played very well. They beat the Rams, but they didn't play very well. New England wins this. The game's going to be, again, pretty close. Patriots win probably by 7. Patriots going to win 24-17. And then we get the Chiefs versus Broncos. They give the Broncos 9.5 to try and match the Chiefs, which that's fair. That's absolutely fair. Because the Chiefs are really good. But the Broncos, they showed me something last week when they played the Patriots. They showed that their defense is really good. They just have to figure out how to get the offense to gain points. And the Kansas City Chiefs, they have not played extremely well. I think the Chiefs will win, but it's not going to be my 9.5. They're probably going to have to win by a last-second field goal, but I have the Chiefs winning 24-21. And the last game, the 8 o'clock game, would be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. They have the Raiders favored by 4. That's pretty reasonable. If you're the Raiders, you want to keep this game as close as possible because you have to run the ball. Offensively, I don't think they can match up with the Buccaneers' corners and safeties and secondary in general. But also, the Bucs found something, I think. They made Aaron Rodgers' life miserable. And I think they can do that to Derek Carr. He can figure out a way to make his life a living nightmare for this game. So saying that the Bucs will win by about a touchdown, I have them winning 28-24. And the biggest story is, what's going on with the Cowboys? Why can't they seem to run away with this division? And there's multiple reasons. I'm going to only use a couple. And the first one's not even an excuse, even though a lot of people say it's an excuse. The team is struggling because they're learning a whole new scheme in 48 days, essentially. They learned a whole new scheme in 48 days. They don't understand what they're doing. They are going from a 4-3, which is 2 defensive ends, 2 defensive tackles, 3 linebackers, 2 corners, 2 safeties. To a 3-4, which is 2 defensive ends, 1 defensive tackle, 4 linebackers, 2 corners, 2 safeties. That's a whole new thing. And you're like, Jacob, that's not that complicated. And you're like, well, you'll be right about that. It's not. But there's more or less responsibilities to learn. And this team can't, for instance, understand that. So having said all that, another reason is the players have said that there's a disconnect between them and the coaches. They can't understand why the coaches, they said the coaches don't teach them, that they're just doing their own thing. They don't care about practices, and Mike McCarthy said in the media, oh, well, we're probably practicing them too hard. Could they do great in practice? No. Mike Fisher went and had a former coach go look at the game film, in which the former coach said, quote, the team, as the players, don't know what they're doing because they're hesitant. They don't understand, and so they're trying, but they don't understand what they're doing. So, if the players are hesitant, there's a rash of injuries. I believe Fox Sports had them with 12 injuries, 12 people on IR this year. That's a lot. They have to figure out how to stop that and compete. It's not easy. So, it's a disconnect with a new scheme. How do you solve this? You put all your players in a room, all your coaches in the same room, and you put yourself in there. You lock the doors, you keep the media out, and you just go and say, hey, we need to find a common ground. What do you like and what do you hate? And what do I like and what do I hate about our performance? And what do you think we can do better? I think that he can try and find the common ground. Now, granted, how much better can this season go? I think 7 wins this division. It's been so bad. Like, for the Washington football team to win this division, I think they have to go, like, maybe even, like, they're probably going to lose, they're probably going to go 7-9 or less than that. Same thing with the Giants, same thing probably with the Eagles. For the Cowboys, they have to find a way to just stay around long enough and figure this out on the fly. However, is it possible? We're going to have to see what the Cowboys got this week against the Washington football team. But it's all on the Cowboys. Can they find a consistent pass rush and a consistent defense? Because they're last in defense, or in the bottom 5 in defense. They are terrible. They need to find that, in which, if they go against Washington and they find a way to do it, they have to do it again the following weeks. Can they do it? We'll see. It's all on the line, I think, for this week. I think this is a must-win game for the Cowboys and for the Washington football team. They have to find this, because you're talking, if the Cowboys win, they're 2-0 in the division, and that's huge, especially in how bad this division is. But what do you guys think? Can the Cowboys turn this around, or will Washington beat them? And who else could win this division? Let me know.